Hello, and welcome to the Designing with Love podcast. I am your host, Jackie Pellegrin, where my goal is to bring you information, tips, and tricks as an instructional designer. Hello, GCU students, alumni, and fellow educators. Welcome to episode 48 of the Designing with Love podcast. Today, we're diving into a learning theory that is especially relevant in our digital world, which is connectivism. Whether you're designing training for a corporate audience, building e-learning modules for higher education, or crafting learning experiences for online communities, understanding connectivism can shift the way you approach learning design. So, grab your coffee, notebook, or just a quiet moment to tune in. Let's explore what it means to design for connection. First, let's start with the basics. What is connectivism? Connectivism is a learning theory introduced by George Siemens and Stephen Downes in the early 2000s. It was developed in response to the digital age, a time when learning just isn't happening in the classrooms, textbooks, or even inside a person's mind. At its core, connectivism says that learning happens across networks of people, information, technology, and artificial intelligence. It's about knowing where to find knowledge, how to connect with the right resources, and how to stay current in a rapidly changing world. The key idea here is this. Learning is no longer an internal, individualistic activity. It's networked, social, and ongoing. This has huge implications for how we design learning experiences. Now, you might be thinking, how does this apply to me as an instructional designer? Let me break it down with a few practical reasons why connectivism is worth paying attention to. Reason number 1, learners are overwhelmed with information. Connectivism helps us guide learners in navigating, filtering, and evaluating what's relevant. Reason number 2, knowledge changes fast. This is especially true in fields like technology, business, and healthcare. Designers need to create experiences that teach how to keep learning, not just what to learn. And finally, reason number 3, social learning is more powerful than ever. We're not just learning from instructors. We're learning from YouTube videos, online forums, blogs, podcasts like this one, and professional networks. If we can design experiences that tap into these real-world learning habits, we become guides, not just content creators. So, how do we actually apply connectivism when designing learning? Here are 5 practical strategies I will share with you. Strategy number 1, design for discovery. Instead of delivering all the content, encourage learners to explore the resources on their own. For example, include curated links, open-ended prompts, or collaborative research tasks. Strategy number 2, build in networks. Create opportunities for learners to connect with each other, industry experts, or online communities. This could look like discussion boards, peer reviews, or even social media prompts. Strategy number 3, teach digital literacy. Help learners evaluate information sources, spot misinformation, and use tools like search engines or AI effectively. These are critical skills. Strategy number 4, encourage lifelong learning. Include reflective prompts that get learners thinking. Where can I continue learning about this? Who could I follow to learn more? And finally, strategy number 5, use real-time tools. Leverage platforms that allow for dynamic, real-time learning. This can include things like collaborative documents, chat-based discussion apps, or even webinars. And here's a tip. When designing your next course, ask yourself, am I helping learners build connections to people, tools, or ideas that extend beyond the course itself? All right, so now that you have some strategies for how to incorporate connectivism into your learning experiences, I will provide you with a real-world example. Say you're designing an onboarding module for a technology company. Instead of a static course on company tools, you can create the following: a collaborative Trello board where team members can share their own tips, a curated list of Slack channels or tech blogs to follow, a peer mentor system that connects new hires to experienced staff. Here, you're not just teaching how to use the tool, you're showing where to go and who to ask when things change. That's connectivism in action. I hope you have found this information about how to use connectivism in your learning designs helpful as you design for learners in this digital age. As a recap, we covered what connectivism is, why it matters in instructional design, how to apply it in your designs, and a real-world example. If today's episode sparked something new for you, maybe a new idea or a fresh way to look at learning, I would love to hear about it. You can send me a text message or visit the companion blog site and leave a comment. You are also welcome to view the interactive diagram that covers the key information and strategies shared in this episode, which is available in the show notes. As I conclude this episode, I would like to share an inspiring quote by George Siemens. The pipe is more important than the content within the pipe. In other words, knowing how to connect is just as valuable as what you know. As instructional designers, we have the opportunity to design those pipes, the networks, systems, and pathways that empower learners for life. Thank you for taking some time to listen to this podcast episode today. Your support means the world to me. If you'd like to help keep the podcast going, you can share it with a friend or colleague, leave a heartfelt review, or offer a monetary contribution. Every act of support, big or small, makes a difference, and I'm truly thankful for you.